Hello, Friday night actually. Welcome to my desk. Well, I know that I need to make some content for my channel. So, in lack of not having any plans, I just decided to turn on the camera and show what I'm working on because this is a little bit crazy. I got inspired by a dirty palette. Okay, the story is that I made this guy, right? And then it left me with this dirty palette and it dried up. And then this morning when I woke up, I can't stop looking at this beautiful mess. It's the first time that I've found a mixing tray um, beautiful. I mean, there is something about the way that these colors are intermixed with each other and getting broken up by the orange with the yellow, the brown. I mean, you got everything on this palette from the dark contrast to the greenish blending to the blue. Like, I mean, it's just beautiful. So after looking at this palette for a while, I decided to paint a drawing and then trying to incorporate this essence of the dirty mixing tray into a background. Like, you know, I've been working with celestial background, galaxy background last week, so that's why I got so intrigued to make sort of a galaxy messy background like this palette to a drawing. And since I like the composition of this face, you know, this kind of chunky face looking downwards with some glow in it, I thought, why not just make a female version of this face? So I am in the middle of this painting where my plan now has come to this point where I am reach the time where I have to make that dirty palette, that dirty mixing tray background. So I wanted to take you guys with me on the ride. I think to keep the illusion of this being like a galaxy of flowers or something, I should start by drawing in hints of flowers here and there, just petals. So the plan is to come over this with a giant wash of wet water and then try and put in the colors that's gonna like collect it all. Hopefully it will work. And I think I will finish it off with white gouache splatter, just like on the Julietta Clark inspired work that I've been doing last week. I'm painting with watercolors from Paul Rubens, and it's called it's a set that's like shimmery watercolors, and it has like a very strange name that doesn't really sound. I think it was like fluorescent or something. It felt like it was named wrong. So instead of be called the shimmery watercolor palette, it's called something else, but I forgot the name. Okay, I need to dab in some yellow in these flowers here. Maybe I can actually make space for that palette. It comes in this beautiful pink tray. I mean, very heavy metal, very likable. Everything Paul Rubens is just likable in my opinion. Okay. Okay, that's some of the flowers. Maybe I should put in some blue flowers also. I know nothing about botany of flowers, so I'm just making my own kind of imaginary flowers. Okay, good night. Let's see, what kind of blue do I want? Maybe this one here? I'm letting some of these blue flowers venture out of the paper and keeping myself to the rule of 3. So 3 blue flowers. Let's see. Okay, this is a good start. Now I'm gonna let this dry. Okay, it has dried up. Well, it feels so strange that I'm a little bit insecure of how to make this random mess right here. It should be easy, right? I want to coat everything with water because I want all the colors to kind of, I don't know, kind of merge together. I don't care that what I painted right here with the flowers is going to be dissolved. I think it would look pretty if I had like blooms and whatnot going into the flowers, so it will be married to the background. Just makes it all more like cohesive. Okay. Okay, I really like that greenish. So now I have to figure out how the heck did I get that greenish color. I think it was just like this dirty green right here. Maybe with a hint of this one. And then it actually ventured out into some bluish. Okay, let's get some of that down here. Okay, I'm gonna be brave and let that blue merge into the face. Okay, and then what? Then I had like yellow. Maybe this actually needs to be dried in layers so that it doesn't blend too much. Oh shoot, now I'm thinking that I might be using the wrong paint. Not the wrong, but if I had chosen Sennelier, I probably would have gotten more clean layers, because it's a very nice paint for doing a lot of layers. And that yellow is in contact with some orange, and it's more like a reddish orange. Oh, I wish that I could get that random stroke thing. Ugh, I think this is fun. I hope that you guys think it's worth watching also. I should actually work on preserving some white of the paper, because that's what makes this palette look so light. Maybe some hint of orange right there. Oops. Okay, for the fun of it, I think I'm going to let this dry and then work on top of that, not being afraid that I got these hard edges and everything. Okay, it's more dry now. I think I'm gonna mist it. And then work on some of those darker tones. I think, if I know myself, that I must have used like a blue and then hit it with some sepia or something, or some sort of an umber. Once again, I really should invite that into the skin tone. I'm gonna invite it into her coat also. I'm not sure whether this is a coat or a kimono. Okay, let's just go straight from pan with this umber. Just to get some dark values up here. Ooh, maybe that's... Is it a mistake? I don't know. Maybe some green now. I think it's a bit difficult to deliberately have to make this mud. Especially because I want it to look nice. Okay, maybe I should leave that alone. And then up here, it's nice that it's so light. What color could I pick? Let's try these pinkish tones mixed with this yellow here. It kind of give me that very harsh, like really potent orange. Could be like an imaginary flower or something. I feel that I should mix my own green so I get like a different kind of green. Maybe with this blue here. Oh, that was not a nice one. This green is similar to that green up there. Where to put it? Maybe just right here. I'm gonna have a serious hard edge right there. Can you see that? It's gonna be very unlikable. You know, I'm not gonna like it. Is it called that? Unlikable. I'm trying to save it best as I can. Don't know how that turned out. I still like, you know, the white areas, making it super like light or something. And yet I don't feel like I have achieved that almost like no gravity kind of feeling from this palette here, where it's like the pigments are floating. Maybe I should work on her kimono down here. What color to pick for that? I'm thinking like a yellow, like a dirty yellow. Let's just test it. Yeah, that would be nice. It's a super cool color. You know, this yellow, breaking it up with this bright orange. And now let's make it a little bit dirty. So it's not just like one color. Maybe a little bit more of this dark right here. I also like that it's yellow because I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I got some yellow hues in her skin tone, so it's like it's bouncing from her kimono up to her face. Ooh, I love this mess down here. That's the kind of mess that I want up here. What can I do to achieve that? I should be more bold with the colors. Let me try in this corner here. I deliberately took like this giant brush because then I wouldn't just be fiddling with the paint. I would be having more like random bold strokes. Maybe I should just give it a whole yellow wash here to merge it together. The same over here. I wouldn't mind if it was a bit darker here. Okay, I should dry this. This is curling and buckling, so it's getting annoyed to work with like really wet washes, because now the water will just, can you see how curled up the pages? The water will just puddle into the valleys. So let me try and attempt to dry it up and see if I can straighten it out a bit. So now it's dried. It always shifts when it's dried. I still got this horrible buckling. I know I could like mist and wet the backside, but maybe I can work like this. I need to put in some more darker valued flowers to make it more bold or brave or something. And I think that I'm just gonna go for random but very saturated red colored strokes. Let's see, maybe here. Maybe over here also, because I got this blue flower that totally loses its shape unless it gets some sort of negative painting around it with another flower. Maybe there. Maybe some strong yellow up here. Like right here. And maybe right here. Doesn't have to be the shape of anything. I feel. What else? I feel that I need more yellow. Okay, now work on some of the darker values. Could be nice with something really dark up there. So I'm actually going to take the black and then mix in some, maybe some dark blue, and see if I can make some sort of a random puddle of something just dark. Maybe down here also. I am in the blind. What's it called when you don't really know what you're doing? Maybe I could be brave and get some dark right here. Ugh. The dark values are like a little bit difficult for me to make. I can feel that I don't want to go in bold. Okay. Where else? Maybe down here. I should be more bold down here. Yeah. I could make it like some sort of petal thing sticking out. That looks like a mess, right? Like just a random dot of something unfinished. So let's spread it out so it becomes some sort of a cluster. I don't like the way it's drying up here. It's like it's drying with some sort of hard edges, which is okay because so is the palette, but okay, I think what's throwing me off is that I don't really have purple. Maybe I should try and work with some purple tones. Oh man, right here. The chance of making pure mud is growing by the minute. I actually got a purple spot there and there and there. Maybe I could saturate it even more. Now I got like a burgundy to fill in this gap. Okay, in a way I feel that now I actually managed to spread out the floral impression from her head. So it wasn't that small, you know, it was a little bit small to begin with. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry and see how it looks. Okay, and now I'm ready for that white splatter, hysterical white splatter that may ruin it, I don't know. So let's just take a close look at the before and then maybe the disaster after. I'm using gouache. I actually got some right here. And I'm using a toothbrush. White gouache to begin with, and then maybe if I need some colors I can also add that. So not sure if I'm actually ruining it, but you have to like go all in with that white splatter. So hopefully it will be like more dominant around her face and not like totally in her face. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see when it dries up how white these splatters are going to stay. Oh my god, that was like really like, oh no, now I'm really no, I should remove the toothbrush. Look, I got some very unattractive big chunks right there. I don't like it, so I'm just gonna try and dab it off. Okay, let's let this dry up. Okay, she's dry now. I actually like it. I like it. It's like an, I don't know, it looks very like an artistic mess or something. And I really like the combination with the white splattered kind of galaxy flowery background. Yeah, she's pretty. She could be the wife of this guy that I painted or drew earlier. This is done with new colors and watercolors and a lot of burnishing because it's on this brown piece of paper. Yeah, I like it a lot. These two could be the same, you know, family tree. Yeah, but all in all, this playtime is inspired by a dirty mixing tray. I know that sometimes it's just looking dirty, but other times it's kind of inspiring to look at. Maybe I'm not the only one feeling like that when, you know, when you wake up in the morning and then you see stuff like this and then you get inspired to splash colors, use colors. I may be a freak, but it is surprisingly how difficult it was after all to get the impression of this palette as a background. So, but I definitely like that I mixed in some flowers so it wouldn't just stand alone, because otherwise it really truly would be a mess to look at. And I like that I preserved so many of the white areas, like on this palette there's a lot of white areas. Yeah. So now I can wipe this clean. So